So we had an early Christmas thing, right?
Okay.
So we gave our presents today.
Mhm.
And my sister did this thing that she found on TikTok.
Mhm.
And it's not a cringe thing actually. It's kind of interesting.
Oh,
Um
okay.
it's where fucking the the trend is to make packaging that's like way bigger and more extravagant than the actual
Oh.
gift, right?
Uh-huh.
And she showed me this one after she gave me my gift, and it was like a ladder for like a watch. It looks like a ladder.
Oh my god.
And it's really interesting actually. I like it.
Yeah.
And my sister got me this little arcade little mini Galaga table, like arcade
Okay.
table thing.
Mhm.
And she made like a bigger table to put it into, and it was in one of the
Nice.
legs of the table. Like, it's great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. She did the
It's
same
like
thing
if
for
someone gets you like a teddy bear, they make the box the size of like a refrigerator or something.
right. Yeah. Like she got my mom a couple of like lawn ornament bird things.
Mhm.
Um and she wrapped one of them to look like a Christmas tree basically, but not like as big as, but like a
Mhm.
pretty sizable one. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's
so I
pretty
like
good.
that. Yeah, it was fun. It was funny. She also put
Yeah.
some random shit in some of them. She put like 7 rocks and 4 Q-tips and 1.5 copies of Parcheesi, like the rules
Oh.
for Parcheesi.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, all
That's
right.
weird.
Yeah, it was really strange.
Yeah.
Oh, hello everyone. Uh, Draco Kraken says, "Yo, it's bad take week, huh? Between this and Wizards, yes,
Yep.
yeah. That's okay. So it just one thing on that before we continue on, but the one thing that I'll say is that literally nothing has changed in my opinion since we made the first video that we did, the first
Mhm.
podcast that we did on the orc thing. If you
Mhm.
haven't seen it, I'll tell you the number of it right now, and I'll even link it. I'll do one of those card things on the actual like video when it comes out as a VOD.
Mhm.
Um, someone will remind me. Um,
Mhm.
but
Future you.
yeah, future me. Let me see if I can find it. But our like it just hasn't changed at all. Oh, here it is. 22. Episode 22. Oh my god. We're on 90. Wow.
Oh,
It's been a while.
it's been a long time. Holy shit.
Literally nothing has changed. we pretty sure we have the same exact feelings about it that we did back then.
Yeah.
That it's dumb, and we joked about it, and we're living in a clown world. Good stuff. Very good.
Indeed.
Having great times.
Indeed.
Hi Mongoose, how are you doing? You just woke up? Well, hey, you're in time.
Yeah.
Slay, what's up? Forgot about the show last week. Was finishing the Final Fantasy 14 main story. Fair enough, dude. I hear that game
Mm.
is fun. And X Mariv, give me those DM tips. Oh, don't worry. Oh, you'll be getting all the tips. Don't worry.
Oh.
Garibay
You
will
won't just be
give.
getting the tips, you'll be getting the whole shaft.
Oh, jeez. Oh no. But yeah, Garabay's gonna give us the greatest advice of all
Yeah.
time. Absolutely. So, decided to tempt fate again. Garibay might smite your internet again. That's true. But
Um,
since then I've upgraded, so it'll have to be a mighty blow in order to
real
destroy my
quick,
net. Yeah.
do we have a link to this one going on right now, or is it just
Yeah.
this one? Where is it?
You want the chat link or the actual link?
Let me see if I go to this, is it just the live podcast? Yes, it is. Okay.
Okay.
Because I've got a friend that wants to watch, and so I
Oh
need to
yeah,
give
I
him the
hear
link.
you. I hear you. But yeah, so welcome
There we go.
everybody to Table
Yes.
Talk Discussion and Discourse. I, as always, am your host, Alejo, aka Great on 95.
And now that I've been back for a week,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go back to not introducing myself properly.
That's true.
So there you go.
Yeah, fair enough. I might sound a little bit different. I'm a little sick still. I got sick over the weekend, and
COVID.
No,
Omicron.
No, I'm not a big Omicron man. No.
Speaking of which, man, I hate how they're giving it such awesome names.
It's a cool
I
name.
kind of want to get Omicron.
I know.
I also would have accepted Epsilon.
Oh yeah,
because Epsilon's fucking cool too. Anyway,
yeah. No, I just got like a cold and a fucking little cough, and that was it. And I'm not coughing anymore. I'm just like slightly stuffed, so you can kind of hear it. But that is to explain that. But of course, today we are going to be covering Garibay. What a time to be alive. You're welcome, Mary Crimbo.
Yes.
I am your Santa this evening.
That wasn't even intentional.
Yeah. So strap in, everybody. It's gonna be a wild fucking ride, maybe. Yeah. Omicron Persei 8. That's true. There you go.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, Aiden will be here shortly. We'll see.
Okay.
He'll come in with his bit. I know it.
Sure.
And when he does, well, we'll all laugh. I promise.
Yeah.
So, basically, Boo.
Yes.
You get to help me.
Oh, I get to pick today.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pizza Funk, what's up? So we have for the remaining 9 tenements, historian, actor, storyteller,
yes,
writer, guardian. What?
Okay.
Cartographer. I've just realized that was a thing. Yeah. Cartographer.
Yeah,
arbiter.
Okay.
Librarian. And guide.
Okay. I am leaning toward either librarian or guardian.
Okay. You know what? And I will flip a coin.
Okay, because I imagine you're the same.
Yeah, oh, any this is the thing. I am down for all of them. That's the problem.
Yeah, but now I'm like, what the fuck do you need to be a guardian for?
Right. Okay. Let's say heads is guardian, tails is librarian.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna just flip a thing on Google. Here we go.
I've got a coin I could flip right here.
Okay, do it.
Okay, I've got my nice
We'll see if it's fate because coin. I know what I got.
Okay. So yeah. So heads was guardian, you said?
Yes.
It's guardian.
Oh my god, I also got heads on the simulation of the coin flip. It's fucking fate.
It's fate.
So, everyone, get ready to be told how you're a guardian.
Or that you're a shitty guardian.
Or you're a shitty guardian to be a dungeon master.
See, now in order to be a guardian, you have to own a gun.
Whoa!
Like, and a
just
shield.
Like Garibay immediately telling us about the right to bear arms and shit. It's like, oh my god! Who will be mightier, Garibay or Alejo's internet? Well, my internet is always...
now it's actually a lot better, isn't it? You got it fixed.
It's much better now.
Since then.
Yeah. It was just that one time, and also the other time that I had to format it because it had an update. But then, it's fine.
Yep.
So...
Oh boy, here we go.
Here we are. Let me get this up on the screen for everybody to view.
Yeah.
Here we go. It is time. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Guardian, Dungeons & Dragons 5e, the Dungeon Master Bullet Point Problem by J. Scott Garibay.
Now, actually, before you start, as a quick refresher, these are essentially the 10 things that you must be an absolute master of in order to be a good dungeon master.
Yes.
And last time, we looked at host.
Yes.
And in order to be a master host, you have to be equal to Martha Stewart.
That's right.
And you must own your own house.
Yes.
And if you don't have any of those things, you will be dragged over the proverbial glass and coals by your friends.
Right.
that you run your game for.
And
They will
also-
absolutely hate you.
And also, you will have an emotional breakdown to such a degree that you will be ruined for life.
Yes, and if you are a master of these 10 things, you are effectively a mental bodybuilder.
That's right.
You are the mental equivalent of Arnold Schwarzenegger's physical equivalent, if that makes sense.
Yes, you are.
So
you are this.
Yeah. So anyway, Guardian.
So
see what
here
this
we go.
Fucking means.
I'm so excited to find out how
know.
I can be a guardian.
Same.
I have emotional breakdowns on a daily basis. Well, you're already there for being a dungeon master. Woo!
Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we are going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and we are going to talk about the Dungeon Master bullet point problem and the role, and we're going to talk about the discipline today of Guardian. Okay?
Please.
Apologies if you don't know what the Dungeon Master bullet point problem is. You have some homework. You have to watch the video below, because that will give you context to understand this video.
Wait, was this the first one after his first video? I need to know now.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I apologize, everyone. I know you're raring at the bit to hear Garibay tell you what you need to know, but this is important.
Okay. But could it possibly be more important than the actual content?
Mongoose brings up a good point that we forgot to say. Garibay was doing his being a great dungeon master when he was 12.
Right.
Don't ever forget.
Yeah, because he started DMing at 12, which means he was a master of all of this at 12.
Yes.
Because in the first video as well, he was talking about how, if you call somebody to be a dungeon master, that's like a life-changing event.
It's like God calling you to service. Like, you just have a moment to see Jesus. It's crazy.
Yeah, the clouds part and the words in the sky, they appear and they say, the plot you want is fucked.
Yes. Okay. Let me search in J. Scott Garibay's channel, because he doesn't have a handy playlist or anything.
Of course not.
Because
God forbid you make a playlist for an actual
continuous
series.
Yeah. That would be extremely helpful. Okay. The Mastery of 10 plus disciplines was a month ago, and then it's not telling me specifically what day off this, so I'm not going to do too deep a dive. They all seem to be in the same month, though, a month ago. So, hey, woo! We'll see.
Yeah.
Time for tonight's enlightenment. Yes, you are, Indigo. All right. Whew. Here we go, everyone. Again.
Apologies. It's just so I don't repeat myself. That's not fun for you. That's not fun for me.
Then why do you do it in every video, my dude?
What do you mean it's not fun? You spout off the same bullshit over and over and over again in the other videos.
Every single time, your point is the same. It's just circular. It's like a poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah. Jesus.
Apologies. All right, let's go. All right, so Guardian. What is this role? And what is this discipline? It's a discipline so that you can execute the role. It's a discipline and a role. We're talking about it from a discipline that you have to master. Okay, so this is just one of 10 plus disciplines that you have to master as a dungeon master to be a dungeon master, to do the job well, right? And actually great. So let's talk about this. So,
oh my God, please.
Just going to acknowledge now, I know there's going to be, I'm very confident there's going to be pushback on this.
Oh, good. Okay.
This discipline, like many of the other disciplines, is not even acknowledged, right? Like, very few people argue that. I was about to say, few people argue that you need to be a good storyteller as a dungeon master, but there's this entire thread.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
I know he's going to keep going, but I do want to, like, this is completely off topic to this.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it is on topic, but it is not in response to what he said so far.
Yeah.
I want to know what you think, like, specifically what you think that that this is going to be about. I want to see if we can guess it.
Okay.
Now that, like, because again, he's going circularly so far, and I just need to talk about something that isn't him, technically him, for a little bit.
So mean to our Lord and Savior.
I know.
Teacher.
I can't. You love and you hate. Okay. It's
yeah, it's true. It's only human nature. We're not at his level yet.
I am not at his. I am not transhuman like he is.
Dude, I honestly have no fucking clue. I don't, because the thing is, when I think of a dungeon master needing to be a guardian, what the hell are you guarding? Are you guarding your players? Are you guarding yourself?
So I'm wondering if this is going to be like creating a safe space for your players, okay? In the sense of, like, you know, doing stuff to such an extent that everybody's okay with. Like, you've already talked about it in your session 0, right? Like, you don't want to see this in the game, you don't want to see that in the game, just so that you have people be comfortable in your game, right?
I think that would, at least in my mind, I feel like that would fall under host a lot easier.
I think so too, right? I think you could probably group a lot of stuff into like a category or two,
but it's not as easy. But saying, oh, these are 9 disciplines, 9 doesn't sound as good as 10. 10's nice and round,
right? Exactly. Well, that's the other thing, and Indigo even points that out, and so does Mongoose. There's more than 10. Yes, every time he says these are the 10 that I've identified, but there might be more. This is the thing as well. He is the arbiter of these things, and yet he isn't sure if these are the things only. Right? Like, he's just like, I don't know, maybe more.
He made up his own list, and his own list is incomplete.
Exactly.
How does that even happen?
It's astounding. What I will say as well, though, Xmarv says, gatekeeping. Now that, I wonder, because I hope not, in the sense of keeping people out of the game that want to play it, right?
Yeah.
I know it might be a little controversial for me to say, but I'm okay with gatekeeping the people that don't want to learn the game and actually give it the time of day and also want to throw it under the bus all the time.
Yes, that is the right kind of gatekeeping.
I'm all right with that.
Because like the people that are doing the whole Pathfinder is racist because slavery exists in their world.
Or orcs
that
are racist.
Kind of gatekeeping, yes, and orcs are black people. Yeah. Those people should be gatekept.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because they are just literally doing harm to the thing, and they don't want to pay attention. They don't want to.
They don't want to play. They don't want to play. They don't want to have fun. They don't want to enjoy the hobby. They want to ruin it for everybody else. They want to. They see things as a problem and they say, hey, this is wrong. So now make everything the same.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like, imagine you meet somebody who has a talent, like they can paint or they can do something else. I don't know.
Right.
They have a talent and you're like, a normal person will say, wow, that's a cool talent. That's awesome. But these people will say, wow, you're talented. And I'm not talented. So you shouldn't be talented because I'm not.
Right.
That's what they do.
Exactly. I want to make it entirely clear, just for anybody who wants to try to take us out of context in the future. Because one day, I know it, one day, it is legitimately just keeping these people who do not want to understand, do not want to give it the time of day specifically. It's not for Joe Schmo who's like, oh, I don't know what D&D is. I want to learn. And then you go,
of course not.
No, fuck you. No, that's not what we're saying.
Of course not. That is a new player. That is a new player, an interested party. I would be ecstatic.
Absolutely.
To be like, oh, you want to learn? Sweet. I'll tell you how fucking cool this shit is.
Exactly. Like, I want to express why I enjoy the hobby, right? Like, I want to express this to somebody who cares, who's willing to listen. But if you're not, and you just want it to go away because it just doesn't conform with your ideals at the moment, then I'm like, okay.
No, you can go to hell.
But it's not hurting you. It's not hurting anyone. Why are you doing this? And then they're like, fuck you. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, cool. Then fuck you back.
Yeah, it's like, okay, what do I respond with? No? Awesome. Yeah. Right? Like, anyway, so.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay.
So, Guardian might be a safe space, or it might be gatekeeping.
Yeah, or it might be something completely out of left field that we would never know.
Honestly, that's what I'm hoping for.
Right? Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. We always need new blood to feed the TTRPG gods. That's true.
Yes,
Dr. Kraken.
absolutely.
That's true.
Right now, a bunch of people saying you don't need to be, that dungeon masters don't. No, I guess there's conflict everywhere. Like the idea that people would think that dungeon masters don't tell stories is absolutely ludicrous to me.
I agree.
And I really warn you, if you're listening to any commentator out there who says that dungeon masters don't tell stories, you really need to think twice about who you're choosing to listen to.
I would agree.
It's really important.
Yeah.
Like, dungeon masters very clearly tell stories. I don't want to get distracted. I could do a whole video on that. I think I just haven't yet. All right, so let's keep moving.
You know, it's rare to find a gem.
Yeah,
Rare to
he
find
actually
Jim.
said something halfway intelligent. That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Does he exclusively record in his car? Yes.
Yes.
Every video. We have not yet seen a video where he is outside of the car. Except for way back when he was on a different channel, when he was on Nerdarchy.
Oh yeah.
He was in a room.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I wonder how he handled that.
He did okay, I guess. I don't know.
No, I meant emotionally.
Well, he did okay. But now, like, and I've said it before, but I swear to God, his thumbnails aren't real. He never goes outside. I don't understand.
Yeah, no.
He just lives in this car. I don't think he exists outside of the car. It's crazy.
His car is an entire higher dimension.
Exactly. He is ascended. Everyone knows.
Mm.
Oh, hey, Steely. Good evening, folks. Ready for another great evening of Table Talk goodness. Tonight's accompanying game is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Nice.
Nice.
He was on Nerdarchy. Seriously? Yes, he used to be a member.
When he was a member.
Yeah, remember that's how Juice introduced him to us. Well, it wasn't that, but he said that he used to be. At least that's what I remember. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
When you said he was on Nerdarchy, I thought you meant like he submitted a question, because they often take like video questions.
Yeah, no. I think I remember us even watching a video where he was on Nerdarchy, like legitimately. He talks about requiring a whole house to play D&D and records in the car. It is strange, isn't it? Yeah. I wonder if his house is just too noisy to record in or something.
Maybe.
I don't know, but it's like, a few years ago before Nerdarchy kicked him out. There you go.
Yeah. Done. That's not surprising.
Yeah. A broken
Anyway,
clock is
go.
right twice a day. Garibay is right once a year. Hey!
Whole video on that. I think I just haven't yet. All right, so let's keep moving. But this one, there's a lot of pushback on this. There are a lot of dungeon masters who don't acknowledge that they need to be aware of the discipline of Guardian so that they can enact the role of Guardian, which is astounding to me.
Okay.
Now, I will admit this role is new. Right? I think when it came out, when the game came out in 1974, I think the role has always been there. It just simply wasn't acknowledged. And one of the reasons why is, Dungeons and Dragons is an evolution, is an evolving property. It evolves, right? And so we've reached a point where what's really changed today, and why the Guardian role, right? And I'm just gonna start saying role, but understand you need to master.
Oh my God, we get it.
So first, right off the bat, my man, right off the fucking bat.
Yeah.
If you're gonna tell me about this Guardian thing and you're gonna make all these claims, you better have explained this Guardian thing beforehand, because you're just going into it now, and I still have no idea what Guardian is.
Yeah, he still hasn't said a damn thing about it.
You're saying, it's brand new, and a lot of people don't understand it, and it's kind of like really important, and it baffles me why people don't know this. It's like, just tell me what it is.
Yeah, just shut the fuck up and get to the point already.
Right? Like, I don't.
Although that can absolutely be said of us too, because we just keep pausing it.
I mean, well, so that's the point. We're responding to each section, and like, regardless of what they say next, we're going off of each like part of their discussion or whatever they're saying, right? Mm-hmm. And if they say something that corresponds, we usually point it out and we go, "Oh, we said that before they did." Nice, right? Yeah, and like, so we acknowledge that, but it could go a totally different way. You never know, right? So I feel like it's right, and I feel like it's important, regardless of if we pause a lot, like, to discuss what we're thinking because of something that they've said, and then
it's true.
And then if they clarify more with another statement, we can say, "Oh, okay, I was wrong before," or "Oh, okay, I was still right about my thing," right? Anyway, Oh wait, we know he's had a house since 12 because it's required, and he's been a good DM since 12. That's true. Hmm.
He owned that house.
All right, how could I forget? Yeah. Being a guardian is a new role, yet he's astounded not many others know about it. Also
yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Good
like,
point.
for
Yeah.
fuck's sake.
Very true. He says guardian so much I think he's playing a MOBA.
Yeah.
Guardian. All right.
You can execute the role. Guardian is a discipline in a role. That's the last time I'm going to say this. I'm just going to refer to it as role going forward.
Finally.
So, the reason
We're
why
almost 3 minutes
you
in.
need to execute as a guardian in your Dungeons & Dragons game is because of the growing importance of mental health. In the old days, people were like, oh, look, you have a sucking chest wound. We should fix that, right? And nobody debated on whether that should be fixed or not, right? That's always been, like, people are always like, I'm physically wounded. I should go see a doctor. Like, that's always been a thing, right?
Right.
But what's new is, oh, hey, I have a mental health issue. Is that my responsibility to deal with that? And I should deal with that? I should just stop being sad? Or do I need a mental health expert and an entire structure and maybe even some drugs in the mix, some medicine in the mix? And this is a huge question today, and very few people today don't take mental health issues seriously, right?
Okay.
I'm like,
so extrapolating from this, because he still hasn't explained exactly what a guardian is.
yeah,
Yeah, this is the problem. He's telling you what a guardian should do. He has not told me what a guardian is, right?
Yeah.
But I think I understand. I think I was right. Safe space in a way.
Yeah.
Because, and I agree with him that mental health is very important, right?
Yes.
We agree with that 100%. I mean, it is. Yeah, I've fucking gone to therapy.
You and I both.
Right? Like, I've gone to therapy before. Like, it is really useful, and it is very helpful when you're feeling really fucked from depression.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, legitimately very helpful. At least for me it was. Some people don't find as much help in that, and that's fair enough. We're all unique in how we have to deal with these things. So I'm assuming, and we'll get to it, right?
Assumedly.
We'll see if this is what he explains the guardian should be, but I'm assuming that this is, you have to be able to say, okay, you have some issues that you're dealing with, so I should try not to potentially trigger those issues, I guess.
With
our game. Again, safe space kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
I think that's where he's going with this. I hope that's where he's going with this.
Yeah.
The other thing that I have in contention here is not many people these days are as concerned with mental health.
Well,
are you sure about that?
Oh, okay.
Right? Like,
I thought that's what you were saying.
Well, so no, that's what he said.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Like,
yes.
I'm like, this was made a month ago. I don't know if you know this, Garibay, but there's been a fucking huge push for it.
Yeah.
And, like, you acknowledge that? So how can you also say that it's not something that people take as seriously?
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
'Cause,
That's like, that is opening a can of worms.
Yeah.
And that's one that I actually have no problem with being like, yeah, that was a fucking stupid thing to do.
Right. Yeah. Like, I legitimately don't understand why you would even say that with the like, especially last year, this year, like, mental health has been fucking high up there in priorities because of COVID.
It's been fucking front and center ever since the lockdowns.
Yeah.
You have any idea how many people were not really ready to be locked in their home for an extended period of time?
Yeah.
People like us are perfectly fine with that because, hell, our ideas of fun are being in the house, playing video games, watching anime, writing, doing whatever. Not a whole lot of people do that, man.
Yeah. And, like, the introduction of like major like online D&D or just role-playing things in general was a big help for a lot of that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like it helped a lot of fucking people. And I'm sure as fuck that a lot of people like needed it like super badly just to have that connection with other people, right?
Because honestly, even if you needed therapy, you probably couldn't even do therapy because that's like a, it's a one-on-one in a room.
That's the other thing. Therapists actually adapted. They did
do online
like
stuff?
Yeah, they did like Zoom calls and stuff.
That's good.
Yeah, there like it was pushed. It was pushed forward for this stuff to be a thing. So it's just a really weird claim. Really weird claim here.
Well, I mean, we're pretty used to Garibay having ridiculous takes.
Yeah, so. It's just strange. That's all, and I can't get over it.
Oh, absolutely, it is.
Sounds like he's meaning therapists when he says guardian. See, if he means that, then I would go no. This is the thing. When I was in high school, was like trying to be a therapist for my friends and also other people, and. It is fucking bad. It is taxing. If you're not professionally like trained to do it and also like not able to have that mental fortitude to actually like do that shit, you should not like, oh my God, take a fucking break. Like you need to like legitimately you need to have a professional help you out in that case, right?
Yes, because I've done that for a friend of mine. It sounds like you had it way worse where you were doing it for multiple people. I can't even imagine that. But I've done it for one, and dude, it's fucking exhausting.
Oh, yeah. Being the middleman for that kind of stuff and then also dealing with your own shit. Man,
yeah, dude.
It's not a good combo. It's just really not. And like anyway, a whole bunch of stuff. The car is his house. Yes. I remember well all the times that Gary Gygax talked about the DM as a guardian, which was 0 times. And Gygax was probably trying to figure out how to pop Garibay's tires from the afterlife. Well, Steely, you're probably right. I miss my therapist. My therapist was pretty cool. I like that guy. We played card games together. That was fun.
Nice. Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, just deck of cards. I went to therapy before. Yeah, I mean, therapy's like I would suggest, even if you're not like suffering from like any sort of like depression or anything, like take some time, talk to a therapist. Like even if it's only for like a week or two, it's really nice regardless, because then you can actually like talk through things with another person who is not there to judge you, right?
Yeah.
I've heard some horror stories every now and again, but man, it is incredibly like therapeutic, to go to a therapist. People don't go to the doctor for every time they stub their toe. Well, yeah, right. Garibay probably goes to the doctor every time he coughs. Well, but yeah, so we'll see. This 4 minutes in. Here we go.
4 minutes.
This whole video is 13 minutes. We'll see where we go.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
See how long we survive.
Yeah, which it's astounding that people don't take mental health issues seriously. You should definitely.
Here's the other thing. Okay, sorry. Here's the other thing. If he's just saying that there are
hang on.
people...
Wait. Hang on.
Oh, did it not pause for you?
There we go. Yeah, I did not pause.
Okay.
Go
for
it.
Let me take it back.
No, you're good.
Okay. So here's the other thing. If he's just saying that he's astounded that there are people in the world who do not take it seriously, then I am right there with you, I guess.
Yeah, also, welcome to planet Earth.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shitty people out there.
That's also true. It's unfortunate. So if that is the case, again, I don't want to, misrepresent him in any way. I'm just saying, either way, you have my thoughts.
Yes.
I think that the proliferation of mental health talk on the internet has had both good and bad aspects. One of the bad ones is people get wrong self-diagnoses affirmed by others online. Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah. Absolutely. And then end up not going to a proper therapist and getting proper treatment. Yeah.
Yes.
That is definitely an issue that can happen. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It's unfortunate, but what are you going to do when, you don't have money and you have friends, right?
Yeah,
I understand how
and
it
the American
happens.
healthcare system's kind of shit.
Yeah, also American healthcare. Haha.
Yeah, we're Americans and we can still say that because that's how bad it is.
Yep. But yeah, so hey. Anyway.
Mental health issues seriously. You should definitely take mental health issues seriously. It's important, right?
I agree.
All right. So, what, from that perspective, right? What does that demand for us as Guardians? Well, Guardian is a huge role that we now have to master as Dungeons and Dragons, as dungeon masters, right?
Okay.
And this is just and other people spend a lifetime mastering the role of Guardian, and for us, it's just a bullet point. This is the entire point.
Can we fucking get on with the goddamn description of this?
This is the format for everything. All 3 of the videos we have covered so far. This is including his introductory video.
I know. God, it's so fucking frustrating.
He continuously just keeps sucking himself off and other dungeon masters off, saying, "Oh, we're just so much better than all the rest of these people that have been out here that have just studied this for their whole lives." No.
Yeah.
This is just a bullet point.
I would love it if one of these was like medical expert. That way you could know, because that way you have to be a medical expert to accurately describe how your character has gotten hit and taken damage. And then he goes on and says like, fucking brain surgeons? Pfft, whatever.
Right. Yeah,
dungeon
exactly.
masters.
So that's the thing. You're giving that as like a ridiculous example, but like that's what he would do.
I know. That's why I want to see that.
It's so crazy because like. Fucking oh god, like the host thing was even like that with like, oh, we're basically Martha Stewart, like,
yeah,
what?
We own a house, we're Martha Stewart now.
Right. Exactly. All right. Oh
So
my god.
stupid.
Oh my god. Okay.
Like the idea that you should be just like willy-nilly asking people to be dungeon masters is ludicrous.
Oh my God.
What you're
that
asking
again,
them
huh?
is,
again.
hey, most people spend a lifetime mastering this, but I want you to just treat it as a bullet point. I want you to master two disciplines that other entire people are dedicating their entire lives and getting degrees to master even one of these bullet points. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's such an outrageous request, and we're just like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like, it matters. You're setting people up for failure in a major way if you're not paying attention to this. Right?
It's cyclical. It rhymes.
It really is,
right?
man.
Like it's fucking. Okay, gotta go through my thing again. Dungeon Masters are great. Dungeon Masters are the best. They're so good with every bullet point because it takes a lifetime to master these things. But apparently it doesn't because we can do it in an afternoon or something. Who fucking knows?
Well, no, you see, the thing is, you won't have mastered it. You'll just be an okayer. Remember,
right, that's right. You're a dungeon
okayer?
okayer. That's true.
Yeah.
What else? If you this is a great calling. Oh my god, if you do this as anybody, you're fucking them up for life. Like, come on. Say something new. Tell me what a guardian is. And I was saying this to Boo before. Man, I'm feeling tired. I don't know if maybe Garibay will wake me up. I'm awake. Fuck me.
So what do we do as guardians? What do we guard, right?
Finally!
Every single player at our table at every moment of the game, starting in minute 1, right?
Okay.
We
Explain.
are guarding their emotional safety and their social safety. Now, what does that mean?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So,
well, okay. So now he's gonna go into what that means. Okay.
Finally!
Emotional safety and social safety. Okay. Let me write this down on a notepad. I just need to make sure that I remember that these are what he's talking about in case it ever goes crazy.
Yeah, because it most likely will.
Emotional safety, because right off the bat, I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, right?
That sounds good.
That is not that bad.
No.
For once.
I've already forgotten the second one. What was the second one? Emotional
Social safety.
Social safety.
Aiden!
Hello, Aiden.
Help!
Hello, Watashi ga Kite.
Yes. Hello. We are 5 minutes and 13 seconds into a 13-minute video on Guardian.
Yes.
And he has just gotten to the point.
Guardian?
Yes, being a Guardian as a Dungeon Master.
As one of the 10 disciplines.
Oh!
Yes. And he has finally gotten to the point where now we are understanding that being a guardian means protecting your players from minute 1 in your game, protecting their emotional safety and social safety. He has finally gotten to the point of naming what you do. He is about to explain what that means, and I'm very excited.
Yeah. Only took a billion years.
So, initial thoughts.
Okay, yeah, please.
I would say that yes, that is the role of a dungeon master. A dungeon master should do that. Make sure, everything's kosher, everything's friendly at your table. I don't... Perhaps referring to it as guardian, maybe fetishizing it a bit.
Oh, he fetishizes being a dungeon master? Oh, what? Please.
What were you guys' takes?
Well, so
pretty much the same.
Yeah, I mean,
sick. All right.
Yeah, when we started, I was like, yeah, I feel like this is going to be potentially just being about having a safe space in your game, right? Like not being, doing things that are
not like unlike previous Garibay videos, I find myself potentially I see this and I go, I could potentially agree.
So well, that's the thing. So
which
far,
is
we've
farther than he has made so far.
But yeah, so we'll see. We have agreed so far in the sense of mental health is important because it is, right? Like that's a thing. Yes. Like hard to say no to that.
Just yes.
Yeah, exactly. Like okay, a couple of things in the chat. I think that the proliferation... Oh, wait, that was that. Yeah, I can definitely understand why people go to friends and why friends try to help, especially because friends do not need to play a big role in helping. Yep. I think what would be really useful for people is some idea of identifying where the line should be drawn between what a friend should do and a therapist should do. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. It's hard to do, and especially, like I said, if you don't have the money for a therapist, it's a little harder for you to do. But at that point, you want to talk to a parent more so, probably, or like a close family member instead of a friend, I would say. Because they're probably a little bit more emotionally aware and able to help you with more intimate issues.
I suppose it depends on how intimate the issue actually is, or if it is something that you can't talk to a family member
exactly
about.
Right. Like this is so. And Aiden, I understand you're saying or a therapist, but what I'm saying is if you don't have the money to go to a therapist, that's what I'm saying.
Well, granted, I don't know how much therapists cost.
Lots.
But I would imagine that most places have like payment plans in place?
Not that I know of. I don't know that. If they do,
I've never been to
that's news
therapy.
me.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I've been to therapy and it was expensive.
My therapy is Doom 2016.
There you go.
It's not. I haven't played it in fucking years.
But regardless, it's just in that instance, if you have no way to pay, otherwise you absolutely should go see a therapist. Like that's my number one. Like if you have the ability, you should. Garibay Protect. That's true.
But what am I supposed to do if I have no money and will instead just foist my mental and emotional issues on my friends?
Yeah, well...
then I'll just stop listening.
At that point...
Simple as that.
You gotta fit... Like, I don't know, man. That's why I'm saying maybe your family, because they're probably more equipped. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe.
There's no good answer for that, right? Like your friends can help you through a little bit, but they can't be relied on for like big stuff.
Your friends can help you through a little bit, maybe.
Yes.
Like I have a friend of mine that if you share like whatever happened, she will go like, dude, like I don't want to go downstairs and do laundry, and I'm like, haha, fuck you. So like, don't friends are kind of a last people to go to.
Absolutely. Well, this is the thing, and
But
I think
I would recommend seeing someone qualified.
yes, this ultimately,
If you can.
like I said, therapist first, always.
Hello?
Oh, no wonder.
He's having internet
Sick.
issues.
Yes.
That makes
Oh.
sense. That makes sense.
He is lagging.
Yes. Aiden, you there? Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
God
We'll see.
damn it.
Anyway.
Every time.
The problem with self-diagnosing is that there are so many overlaps between different mental issues, and the symptoms are not always the same. The problem with having friends help is that typically they're going to be biased, where a therapist would be completely neutral, or should be if they're a good therapist. Yes.
Mhm.
While having friends can definitely help, they are not professionals. Exactly. That's my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Your friends can help, but they are not professionals, so you should not like specifically go for them first.
Now,
whole
what
thing.
happens? What
Hmm.
about in the case of you have a friend
Mhm.
that is a family member and is also a professional?
That's the question of, can they put aside their bias and
That's actually
remain-
that's a very good point.
Yeah, they have to remain objective and
Yeah, because I
neutral,
was actually
right?
just trying to make it funny, but that's a good point.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
I have a-
unfortunately,
I have a
this
real
isn't
life answer
this
for
isn't a
you.
funny place. No funny here.
Right? Friends are cheaper too. Yeah. Well. Hi, Aiden, says Mongoose, little Mongoose. Aiden?
Aiden,
Nope.
nope, nothing.
I'll tell him that you said hi when he comes back.
Yeah.
Imagine Garibay was your therapist. Oh God. I'd get a new therapist immediately. Exactly.
Yeah.
Garibay beat Aiden's internet. Well, Aiden's internet always is sickly, so it's okay.
Yeah, right.
Anyway.
It's basically just a mercy killing at this point.
We'll see if he comes back. But for now, let us continue and see what emotional safety and social safety means to Garibay. These are his definitions. So we will work around them.
Now, what does that mean? Right?
Oh, maybe
So
I am here.
Oh, are you here? No.
Nope. God damn it.
So Sunday night comes, okay? It's 6 p.m. You're the dungeon master. You sit down in your chair, okay? Your 4 players come around. You need to be monitoring their emotional safety and their social safety every second of the game, starting from minute 1, right?
Okay.
So what I mean by emotional safety, right? Basically, okay, so you're about to, when last you left off, you were fighting a dragon, right? And the first round of combat had happened, and in this game, there's going to be 2 more rounds of combat with a dragon, right? Sally, last week, was chipper and whole emotionally, okay? But this week, on Tuesday, she lost her job, right? So you're like, her life is dramatically different. Maybe she's sad. Maybe she's frightened. Maybe she's like, her emotional state is not what it was when this fight started. You need to be aware of that, and you need to manage it as a dungeon master, right?
Okay.
Honestly, if that happened, I would just ask if they even wanted to play.
Yeah, I think before we even get to the table, I hope we've had a conversation. Right?
Yeah. And do you want, at this point, I'll have to ask, like, I know that you are not doing too well right now.
Yeah.
Do you want me to show favoritism? And right?
No, I wouldn't ever ask that. That's strange.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying is, if you can't have that conversation, and if I had to ask that, I wouldn't even want to.
Right. Well, I don't know if there's ever a situation where you have to ask that, right?
It depends on how it. Honestly, I'd say it depends on the person.
Well, so this is the
Right?
thing. I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily agree. So
Okay.
Right. So okay. So
You see what I mean? It depends on if they're the kind of person who is normally very stable, and if they are like in distress, they're gonna like blow up. And you know what I mean?
So this is the thing. I hope that they, like, first off, if they're in that bad a shape, I hope that they have at least, like, they're taking the day off
Yeah,
right?
right.
Like that's what I hope.
That is solution A.
Right.
And the one that they should be taking, if that is the case.
So, and I can understand if they need a safety net in the sense of people around, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. And the other thing is, I don't know if that is technically something that people want all the time. Favoritism is a weird. So, by favoritism, what do you mean?
Because I mean, like, do you want me to take it easy on you in this fight? Because you're doing really bad. I'm not saying like, oh, you get all the loot.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, do you want me to go easy, or do you want me to play this completely normal, where depending on what you do, you could just get fucked up on top of whatever's going on with you right now.
Yeah. So,
and it is, again, this is less about the game's health and more about that person's mental health.
Yeah. At that point, if they're at that stage,
I would honestly say, do you even want to play tonight? Because
exactly. Yeah,
honestly, it would be best. It seems it would be best if we just didn't have a session tonight and we maybe just did something else.
Right. Yeah. That is where I would go. I don't think I would
we just do something else.
I don't think.
And then if they are like adamant on playing, then I would be like, okay, do you want me to take it easy on you? Are you comfortable with that?
That feels weird. That feels but weird. No, it weirdly like condescending though. Right?
Oh.
I feel like that's weirdly condescending because they like I know what your intention is. Your intention is
my
sincere,
intention is to
let
them have this fight and for it to not be this thing that could
Yes. I agree. And I agree with that. But I also don't feel like that's the right play.
Okay.
I don't know. It just and I don't know if this is just me. It just feels it feels like it could be taken in a bad way if you ask them if they want you to
take it easy on them,
right?
Yeah.
It's just so it's like
I know what you mean. It does feel like, you're like, oh, do you want me to do you want me to baby you?
Well, so
that kind of thing.
It's that, and also like, I don't feel like you're emotionally ready to be here, right? And like, you're kind of doing that kind of thing where it's like, I don't know, I'm trying to, get you to admit that in a way. I don't know. It's
that's
strange.
not my intention at all.
Right, and I get that. I get that. It's not your intention, and I'm not saying that's what you're saying.
That's just what you kind of get from that.
It's weird, right?
Yeah, it is strange. And again, it
might not even be. That's not the right words that I'm trying to go for here either. Mm-hmm. I don't know. It's just there's something wrong with it that I'm like, right?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I understand.
Yeah. Why are we canceling Boo?
We're not canceling Boo, don't worry.
Yeah, no, we're not canceling Boo today. Maybe tomorrow.
So, yeah, probably tomorrow.
All right, I'll put my pitchfork away.
All right, sick. So if I don't know about so in Garibay's context, right? We'll go with his example again. Sally loses her job Tuesday, and now you're on Sunday and you're playing the game. And you have to make sure that she's doing okay, right? Mm. I understand that, yes, you should probably be aware of her, like, frame of mind, how she's reacting to things, all of that kind of stuff. Probably don't want to do the arc where you lose the job, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want things that are resembling that, probably. Yeah. Right, like that I understand. Like, if he goes into that kind of stuff, then I'll be like, yeah, that's fair. Let's not do that.
But if it's something like the dragon doesn't attack her character, then like,
yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like more of a normalcy kind of thing might be help. It really it depends. In that case, like, if playing the game and getting her mind off it is what she wants, she's already at the table, right?
Yeah.
Like, she's already reconciled that this is a different thing. And if it starts to bother her, we can have a conversation, right? Like, at that point, we deal with what's happening during the game if something comes up. But if she says something beforehand, you deal with it then. If she says something after the fact, you deal with it then. But if it's in the middle of the game and, like, it really starts bugging her, then we need to have a conversation, right?
Yes.
I don't know about... you know, anything else in that kind of respect. It's just paying attention to your player, right? Being considerate as a human being, more so than being a dungeon master, right?
Or
like,
yeah.
I don't think this is, I really don't think this is like the job of a dungeon master. I think that it's just an intrinsic value you should have as a human being to
Yes,
be
honestly, it's
empathetic
true.
or sympathetic, right?
You have to be a guardian.
Right. This whole
Yeah.
thing of like you need, like, I agree in certain instances of like I said before, have it be a safe space for your players, in the sense of they're not going to be dealing with things that they really adamantly do not want to deal with. Like, that is something that they have discussed with you beforehand or at your session 0, all that kind of stuff. Sure.
Yeah.
But this kind of thing is something that'll just happen, and if you've talked to them beforehand before the session and gone, are you going to come in or no? And they go yes or no, then you can kind of gauge already from there where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And then if something happens during the session, then you gauge again and you try to figure it out. But again, it's more of a human empathy kind of thing than it is a dungeon master kind of thing.
Yeah.
The reason why I paused the video initially before my internet chat itself, was because he said like, oh, this week Sally lost her job on Tuesday, like blah, blah, blah. I would adore really to see maybe a disclaimer of like that admits that the DM might not have been aware that Sally lost her job on Tuesday.
Yeah. Also,
that's another good point.
And also, hopefully, you have a friend group that's close enough that like
you would just know
maybe there's a group chat or something, and they go like, Sally goes, well, lost my job today, and everyone goes like, oh, that sucks, like, is there anything I can maybe do to help?
Yeah, absolutely.
And hopefully this is an issue that should have already been taken care of by the time the game happens. I get that there are some niche scenarios where that won't have happened yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I wouldn't even say niche scenarios. And most scenarios that might not have been taken care of yet. People might not even be aware. But and we'd have to see him characterize the situation a bit more as for like how he recommends the DM treat issues like that.
Everything that he's going to say is very dependent on, or our viewpoints are going to change depending on what he says.
If it were something like, hey, there's an NPC who might be a jerk to one of the players, roll a d6 to see which player it is, and you roll and it comes up Sally, you go, maybe I'll roll again and have them be mean to someone else.
Yeah.
Like, what matters narratively is that they encounter a mean NPC.
Exactly. Like, that's something behind the scenes that you can like change for, and it doesn't affect anything.
Yeah, exactly. But were it something that does affect something like the Red Dragon like who previously just absolutely had the druid's number, is all of a sudden inexplicably now deciding to attack someone else, then like, I care about Sally, my friend Sally, who I've known for years. Tiamat doesn't care about Erowindre, the fucking Aarakocra druid, I guess.
Right.
So that I would recommend, definitely don't take it easy on them. But like, if you can make small, subtle allowances that narratively don't change anything, then absolutely, like, do what you can to try to help your friend, and also
make sure your friend's having fun.
Yeah, and also, this is really weird that you've mentioned Guardian. Take it easy on your friend who lost their job. When I have not seen you mention, if you're a DM, then ostensibly you're a homeowner. If your friend can't afford rent, maybe move your friend up for a bit.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that.
Haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah,
Well,
he
see,
had-
none of the dungeon master precepts don't include provider. So
Yeah,
he
that's
doesn't have to.
true. So there's a few things that I want to go over here in the chat. Actually, this is bringing up some incendiary stuff. Oh,
Okay.
goodness. First off, again, this could just go under host, which I would,
Yeah.
either way. Like, again, this doesn't feel specifically to a DM, but okay.
In fairness, I wouldn't expect to. If I lost my job, I wouldn't expect to hear from Martha Stewart.
Well, it's fair. But
She's
this is the
busy.
thing. Under the umbrella that he has, host is just another aspect of being the DM. Remember? So I don't know. It just being there and being I don't know. It's all broken up and all that
Yeah,
shit.
it's all
I don't
weird.
fucking know.
Where is the DM responsibility where he talks about being a good friend?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Probably never.
Yeah. We have fuck no. Not my responsibility as the DM to be the group's therapist unless the players are paying me $100 an hour. So I agree, but I also think that again, this is more just a empathy thing rather than a it being you
Therapy.
being the therapist thing, right? Like
Yeah.
for this one specifically, she lost her job. Like people talk about that with their friends. Like that's a thing. I tell these guys when bad things happened. Like
Yeah. He never shuts up about it.
yeah, I always tell them only bad things. But it's more
Last
just
night he was talking about the news. It sucked.
right. Yeah, that's true. I was just going on about popular news network here. Anyway,
I can't remember the last time Alejo told me of something good happening in his life.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's Garibay. Hey, Mog. Yes.
Yeah.
This is your present. I'm sorry.
That's a shit present. Hopefully it comes with a receipt.
Well,
It
you
doesn't.
can exchange it, I guess.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Sometimes people want to get away a bit. Someone I'm very close to recently went through some terrible stuff. There was a long period where he just wanted to talk about other stuff. I just let him talk about his troubles when he felt like it. Yeah, absolutely. Well, so this is the thing. D&D is very good as a tool to get you through things. It's escapism. It helps a lot of people. And again, I've said this before. It's been used as a therapeutic thing. It's very good for it. So, and TTRPGs in general, just because it helps you live through these kinds of things and actually make these decisions that might even mirror some of your events in real life and help you in that kind of way of reconciling a little bit. It's been used. Hell, we literally, the charity that we support through Humble is using board games and all that kind of stuff to build communities and help people through that. Like, it's a thing.
Yeah.
Oof, Steely, you're right. I had something similar happen a few months ago. I forgot about it completely. They were using the game as an escape because something personal had happened, and they just wanted to get away for a bit, and that's totally fair.
Yeah.
And that's totally okay.
Yeah.
Part of role playing is to escape, to get away from the world, not to be us. Yeah. Well, so this is the other thing. Again, if you have aspects of yourself in your character, which is totally fair, you can, like, I will cite Critical Role.
Okay.
Liam O'Brien.
Who is that? Who's
Liam
Critical Role?
Oberon. Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Never heard. Yeah. So he famously went through a death in the family. His mother passed, I think, during campaign 1. And he used that like experience in the game as well. I don't remember specifically, I didn't watch it, but I remember this being talked about time and time again by them on the show later on in campaign 2 even, that it helped for him to get through it by doing the show, like playing the game.
Of course.
So it's just a thing. It can help.
Oh, well, I should hope it was in campaign 2 and not in campaign 1, where it's like, this session ends and immediately, like, Laura goes to do an interview. It's like, oh God, and Liam's mom died, and he won't shut up about it.
No. It wasn't like that. It's the night the TPK happens.
Oh my god.
You're right. I took it as him forcing Sally to play when she wasn't mentally up for it. Yeah, so I don't think that's what he's saying. But yeah, if that was the case, if that was ever the
know
case,
what?
like,
That'll
fuck,
yeah.
be bad. Oh, I think Aiden's internet is starting to die again.
Yes, it is.
No.
Most hopefully maybe okay, I'm at there we go. Most groups that I'm a part of, if like someone were to post in the group chat like, hey, lost my job today, most people would respond like, hey, do you need to maybe take some time off and
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Yes.
do a bit of job searching on your own? Like, you can miss the session, or if they don't have enough players, like if they have 6 players, then one missing is no big deal. But if they only have 2 or 3 players, like, most people will be like, hey, we can cancel this session if like you have like shit you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what happens with us. We do the same thing. Hell, I do the same thing for Wednesday groups stuff, and if that were to happen for my vampire game, I would also do the same thing. Like, I am totally fine. Like, the point is to have a good time and for all of us to be there, right? Like, that's the whole point of the game.
I literally have missed the past 2 weeks in one of my campaigns, and the past how many weeks in Devils and Dice. Devils and Dice or Delta Green or what have you.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like too busy studying,
Yep.
and I'm like,
and it's fucking life stuff. It's important.
yeah,
It needs to happen.
I got kind of bigger priorities than a TTRPG.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. I can see I can see her asking if she's up to playing or not before the game begins, see if she wants to play, but if she's playing, then it's up to her to play the best she can. So I understand what you're saying, but I'm also of the mind that sometimes people think that they're up for something and then they're not.
Yeah.
Right? Like, cuz that's just a fact of life sometimes. Like, hell, I've done it before. I've tried to do things when I thought I was up for it, but while I'm starting to do something, then I'm just like, I can't. I really just can't. And so I stop because I need to deal with what I'm dealing with, right? So yeah, it's not as simple as that. This is a continuation from wasn't mentally up for it. And then getting mad that she wasn't in it. After the forcing her to play, which I again don't think that's what he was saying, and I fucking hope not.
Yeah, I hope not.
I doubt it. I strongly I will not read that as not what I will read from Garibay. I think he actually very much cares about mental health, which is a very admirable thing for him.
Yeah.
Something that
given
I can agree with.
Given that the whole purpose of this video is, hey, be conscientious of what your players are going through, I fully believe that he wouldn't try to force his players into things.
Yes, absolutely.
He's a good DM after all.
Yes, he is a great
He's
DM,
a master
don't forget.
DM.
Yeah, dungeon master. Excuse me. I think it's a convo that should happen before the session. Ideally.
Yeah.
Ideally. But
yeah, we're just talking about the things that if it doesn't happen, even though it should, but just in case it doesn't.
Definitely before the session, not during it. Again, it's possible that it might have to. You never know. You that's the thing. If this were to happen to me in the middle of a session, if somebody were to start being like, I can't, I need to stop right now, I would stop the session and I would go, all right, are you gonna be okay? Is everything gonna be okay? Do you need to talk?
Yeah.
This again, it's a human, empathy kind of thing. I don't want to be a dickhead who goes, well, you're fucked, you're not playing, right? Like, because that's, you know, all that shit. It's just antithetical to being a person in my eyes.
Yeah. At least personally, most of my friends would have like a Discord or a Facebook or something that I could just message them real quick and PM them. And even if I don't want to like accidentally call them out in front of like 10 people and be like, hey, you okay? Tell me about this deep, potentially personal issue.
Right.
I can just PM them and be like, everything good?
Yeah, exactly. Or like if you're in person, you can even just say, hey, I need to talk to you in the other room real quick. Everybody, you continue doing your thing, right? Like it's incredibly easy to do that. Barely an inconvenience, I would say.
Yeah.
Side note, I am actually in love with my watch together name.
What did you got? Let's see. Garibay. Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Sounds like Sally needs a Jackbox night. Sometimes, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It might become a thing that you need to do something else, and totally fair. I think how I would do it is just privately say, hey, just know that we're here for you if you need us, and we can even just chill this week instead of playing if you want. We're your friends here. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Basically put Sally in charge of the interaction. Yeah, give her the decision. Absolutely. In this case, I would say. I don't know. I think the homeowner does fall under provider. He said your role was to provide drinks, snacks, and such. Ooh.
But the thing is, he never listed provider as one of them.
Well, so I think what Mog is saying is host means provider means
that's true.
All that stuff. Because you are technically providing, but
it's true. And that was more of a joke.
Yeah. That's a joke as well. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell. I can't tell from text. It's hard.
That's fair. Absolutely. But what if Martha Stewart was your friend? Oh, well, I know her first name. It's Martha, and I call her that because she is my friend.
Yeah, we only call people who are our friends.
First name.
Yeah, that's what. Like, isn't that right, Hale?
Yeah. Yes, that's right, Boo.
Exactly.
Yeah. No one knows
anyway,
who I am.
So
I wouldn't quite say that.
Oh, I know.
The group needs to be receptive to the GM's emotional needs too, especially if they need a night or two off from GMing without worrying that they will lose the group's engagement. Yeah.
Yeah.
If one of your players has a mental breakdown while playing, I hope the other players would understand without making a stink about it. Absolutely. I hope so too. Okay. Well, now that we've got that out of the way.
But unfortunately, Scott, and I call him Garibay.
I was going to say. His first name is a J. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
I don't know what his first name is. I know it starts with a J.
Oh, I thought it
just is J.
The whole channel name is J. Scott Garibay.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Weird.
I thought Scott was his first name.
Well, you learned something new.
Well, then I guess you just don't know our Lord and Savior very well.
This is an instructional guide though on how to be a DM, not a player.
It is true. It is true. It's Jason. His first name is Jason. Oh my god.
Oh.
Well, I'm not gonna call him that because he's not my friend.
Okay.
So
you don't even know him very well.
Yeah. Well, I'm getting a.
You just follow his teachings.
Oh, just feels like a Jason person. I see.
Oh.
I see. Well, we'll see. Anyway, so let's just see what he has to say about Sally in this situation.
Happened firsthand, and it was like everybody at the table was like, what's happening? Wait, what?
Sorry, wait, no, I want to bring this back a bit.
Please.
Master, right? Let's talk about social safety, okay? Same game.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Chipper and whole emotionally, okay?
Okay, here we go.
But this week, on Tuesday, she lost her job, right? So you're like, oh, like her life is dramatically different. maybe she's sad, maybe she's frightened, maybe she's like, her emotional state is not what it was when this fight started. You need to be aware of that, and you need to manage it as a dungeon master, right? Let's talk about social safety, okay?
Oh, that was it.
Same game. And by the way, I saw this one happen firsthand, and it was like everybody at the table was like, "What's happening? Uh-oh, wait, what?" Like, so okay, same game. All right, now we just talked about Sally. Now we're going to talk about Bridget. All right, so Bridget and
Garibay, you don't have this many women playing with you.
Bridget and Bob.
There we go.
Boyfriend, girlfriend. They're in your game, okay?
Sure.
And they've been going out for 3 years,
Okay.
But this week, you invited a fifth player, right? It was coming in the middle of this dragon combat, and they're sweeping in as a player character immediately to assist, right?
Okay.
And this person's name is Steve, right?
Sure.
And Bob and Bridget
Right.
have been a thing for 3 years. Steve sits down at the table, and Bridget can't look away. Like, she sees his golden mane of hair, and you're like, wait, that's not appropriate. What's happening?
Oh.
I saw this in college. It was so, oh my gosh.
Oh, college.
Right, we had
Okay.
a boyfriend, girlfriend, and a new player at it, and like, the female aspect of that partnering, just literally like at first sight, it was like she fell in love with this other dude, and like 6 months later, the entire game was broken. One dude was crying in his dorm, and the other two were together, and they're married to this day. And the other guy,
Okay, I like, regardless of where you're going with this, none of this is your responsibility. I don't
Yeah.
I don't understand why, like, this has nothing, like, the social safety. You brought in a person who eventually broke up a couple. Like
There we go.
that.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. That isn't your fault necessarily. Like,
Yeah, that has
just
nothing
because, yeah, just because you brought in this person.
So perhaps this may just be because I interpret my responsibilities as dungeon master a little bit differently.
Okay.
But I don't include the role of cock blocker among what I must do.
That's a good point.
Well, so,
Like-
yeah,
like-
this
Or
is-
blue ovary-er at this point.
Like, it shouldn't. I would hope dearly
Yeah.
that no one would home wreck like what is going on, like a pre-existing relationship between two of my players,
Right.
and then a third player comes along, home wrecks the two of them, and or potentially one of the two in a relationship start cheating with the like, dude, like, look, okay, so it's unfortunate that it happens, and in that scenario, I would probably just make a bit of a moral call, and
Right.
just be like, look, if you guys want to go do that, like, I'm not gonna have like a drama, and like this how to put, it's going to come down to a binary decision as to which side of the coin you're on.
Sure.
And that's something that you're gonna have to sort of figure out for yourself.
Well, so this is my thing. First off, I don't know if cheating was ever involved. That's the thing. He never said that.
No, that's something I added to this situation.
I understand. I just want to make that clear, as just in general. I just, my perspective is, this is not something that we need to deal with at the table.
Yeah.
At all. This is something that is outside of the scope of a game.
Yeah.
This is something that, if it's happening because you're your game is made of friends, you have this friend group, you talk to this friend group. If this is a game of people that you don't know very well and you're getting into this, say it's like a club, right? After your classes at university or after school or whatever the fuck, right? Or
this is not your responsibility.
Exactly. Well, it wasn't your responsibility then either, really.
Yeah.
Like, in any case, unless you are the one doing it or being affected by it, it is not your responsibility in the slightest. You can support whoever you want because of your friendship, because of, the relationship that you have with these people. You can do whatever's necessary outside of the game, right? Again, this social safety being, don't bring a person in because potentially they could break up a couple, is what I'm getting here. And I'm like,
and like,
what?
One, that has nothing to do with you. And two, how are you ever supposed to bring anybody else in? Are you never going to get any new players?
It's one thing to be insecure as a partner in a relationship for your own relationship. It's miss me the fuck out of being insecure for other people's relationships too.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so this is a scenario where I think Scott is trying to paint broad strokes for like, fix this issue by avoiding it, or fix it this way. Scenarios like exactly the one he just described are ones where no short-term answer exists.
No, not at all.
And I won't even pretend or tolerate someone to pretend of like, oh, just do this in this situation.
Right.
Because situations change heavily dependent upon like social circle, the aspects at play. So I all I can say is literally just kind of as a DM and just as a tabletop group in general, you're kind of on your own for how to deal with this. I don't feel comfortable giving an official recommendation.
I would just say, it's none of my concern unless it becomes my concern somehow, right? Like there's nothing that I need to do in game to fix this.
Alejo, what do you do if you are in the situation where that Scott lays out, where the two people are married to this day, and they ask you to DM D&D at their wedding?
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck. I make sure
Well, so, see, now here's the thing. I would be fine doing that, but I probably wouldn't be fine if they said, hey, can you invite the guy, the older boyfriend? Then I'd probably be like,
funny.
I mean, okay, but only if I can record his reaction.
It's funny in a like, that's a horrible thing kind of way, but Jesus.
I know, right?
Anyway, there's not too much more to say about that. I wonder what he's gonna say next about this, because I'm baffled at why this is an example. I'm just baffled.
See, it reminds me of something. So, it literally is the same exact scenario that I said to a friend of mine earlier today, in fact, where kind of like you kind of blink off time and you go, that is traumatic and entirely too specific.
Yeah. Well, he did say that this apparently happened in front of him. And I'm like, okay. So
weird.
But yes.
One time I got cut off by like a brown car.
Yeah.
So now I'd never yield to any brown cars.
Right, exactly, right. Anyway, so a couple of things here. Mongoose says female aspect of that partnering. Yeah, it's just to, to specify.
It's just a really stupid way to word it.
Just to circumvent.
I guarantee you though that was because he the female.
Right, yeah.
And then he was like, female aspect of that partner.
Yeah.
Steely says, if they're married to this day, it sounds like a good thing happened, actually. I mean, the game went south, but life worked out well, which is more important. But the drama part should have been excluded from the game if possible. Yeah. Like, so this is the thing. If it was just this person realized that they were more attracted to this other person, in the sense of, like, they just realized that it was the end of this 3-year relationship, because we don't know the circumstances of their relationship, so it could have been like going downhill, you know.
I can't say from any position of confidence whether this was for the better or not, because I don't know the specifics
Exactly.
or relationship dynamics for either relationship.
Yeah.
She could be married to this day to someone who's abusive. Whereas like the first one wasn't, or maybe the first one was abusive and the second one's not.
There are millions of possibilities.
I literally don't know the situation at all, so I'll refrain from making a sweeping generalization like that.
Ultimately, what I would say is that this does not matter what the fuck is happening.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Like, why is this in your video? All right, let's see.
Bad. It was bad, right? Social safety, right? So like, you're like, wait, you know, what is happening in the dynamic of this game, right? So you have to be aware of what's happening in the game, but you also have to be aware of the social safety. Now, it's not your job to stop two people from falling in love at your table, but if it's happening, you hecka better be aware of it, right? Like, because it can absolutely impact the game. It can end your game, frankly, or, you know, and so you just need to be aware of it, and you need to manage the social safety and the emotional safety. And
Okay, you're just saying these things, but you also have failed to mention what the fuck. Like, because, okay, I'm aware. Great. You don't have to do anything about it, apparently.
Yeah, it's not our job.
Right, so, and you have to be aware that it could end your game. Well, a fucking meteor could fall and destroy my house. That could end my game. I'm aware.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I can do anything about it.
I'm not protecting any social safety this way. I'm not being a guardian of social safety, which, again, I don't even know what is this definition of social safety that you seem to be working with? You haven't told me.
If we wait another 4 minutes, maybe we'll get it.
Oh God, I hope.
So one of the things that I severely dislike that he has mentioned so far of everything that has slipped out of his insipid little mouth, the thing I dislike the most is the fact that he talks about social safety as mattering only within the context of the game and not of the friend group.
Yeah, that's also true.
The second thing that I heavily dislike is I get that as a DM you have a vested interest in keeping your campaign going.
Yeah.
And I get that this is a video, and heck, this is a podcast about how specifically how to keep the game going in a certain situation. However, what matters the most is not losing sight of the priorities of, like, you know what, maybe this game just isn't going to happen for whatever reasons that occur in your social net. And there may come a time when it is going to be more mentally or emotionally healthy for people to not have to worry about this obligation. And just sort of say, hey, you know what? Take a few weeks or take a month, or hell, maybe even cancel the campaign. Everyone work out your shit. And then we can reconvene in however long time and then decide how best to proceed as a group.
Yes.
Yeah.
I as DM am going to abdicate and suspend the campaign until we get this situation worked out.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'd agree.
Hear ye,
100%.
hear ye.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no.
Like
You did it. You did it succinctly. Don't worry about it. You're good.
Yeah, no.
yeah.
I only said hear ye because you said
Yeah.
abdicate.
Dude, it is a good word,
It is
and
It is
you
a good
know,
word.
I didn't even use the word correctly because to abdicate means to give up your position potentially. But
Well,
you know
yeah.
what? Fuck it, abdicate is a fun word.
It is a fun word. I have a friend that fucking adores the word asphalt for some reason.
Asphalt. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool word.
asphalt.
Yeah.
Yeah, asphalt. It's what they make streets out of.
Yeah. The paper.
Yeah, asphalt.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry, asphalt.
Asphalt.
Asphalt is a devil.
No.
I don't know, but it sounds like a very
Yeah, it sounds like a good
devilish
name, but I
name.
know it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am 100% going to have like a devil with like the skin of like tar and cement and like
Dude, that'd be sweet.
him being like a shifting mass, kind of like Clayface.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there are devils like that.
And his name will be Asphalt.
Good.
Okay. His true name or like what they call him?
His true name.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Also, if you're a player in my campaign, shush.
First couple wasn't happy anymore. Shrug. Yeah. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Never know. If everyone is good enough friends, then they won't let drama get in the way. Either it works or it doesn't. We're all adult enough to understand that. Exactly, Marv. Exactly.
At least you hope that you are. Yeah.
You don't need to manage the social safety in love. That's just adults needs to be adults. If they are causing an issue, end the session or boot them, says Mog. Yes. I would agree. The fault in our ass. Just like the one in our stars.
Yes.
Anyway.
I just gave you 2 instances of it. The array of instances that can happen for emotional safety and social safety are dramatic, right? You have to make sure that every single player is showing proper respect to every other player. And if they don't, they can be infringing on that other player's emotional safety and social safety.
Okay.
And we have to master this. We have to control this. We have to be aware of it at every single second of the game.
But sometimes we don't have to control anything. In fact, we don't have to do anything. We just have to be aware. But okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Just this is the thing.
Because actually, you know what? I would posit that if you have an issue with me infringing or with other people infringing on social safety and emotional safety, what if their emotional and social safe place is to be infringing on them?
Oh God. So
I can't infringe on them now.
That's true. But like, so again, he said, I've given you these instances where you're supposed to do this, right? You're supposed to be aware of this. And I'm like, I still don't fully understand what you mean by emotional safety and social safety. I still want you to just explain what these are. Okay? Because the second one especially, I more understand emotional safety because I think it's more just to do with mental health. Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Social safety, I'm very confused on because of your example that you've given me, that you said that is something that I should be paying attention to, which I have, and I cannot understand what you're talking about. It is not my job.
And we have to be, like a guard in football. We have to run, and make sure that, that basically everything that's covered gets covered, right? And that, like, we're throwing up blocks where there should be, like, for instance, if one of our player characters starts a new player character and has a Southern accent, right?
Oh God!
And one of our other players is Southern, and it's offensive to them, right? Like, we were like, hey, you're gonna need to pick a new accent. Yeah, I could see that,
No. They can't pick any accents, remember?
Because
you said, and this is a contradiction to yourself,
Yeah.
That all accents, doing an accent is racist.
Yeah.
You've
all
said
of them.
this.
Unless the accent that you ask them to pick is no accent.
Right. You have
And you've
told
already-
us this.
You've already not said that. You've already said pick a new accent,
Yeah.
not just don't do an accent.
Wow.
What the fuck?
I'm starting to lose my voice. Fuck. Mog says, I agree. It is part of your job, excuse me, as a DM to make sure everyone is being respectful. But honestly, that should just be something everyone does. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called being a human being.
Yeah, and honestly, that's the case where if there's a player who's like egregiously disrespectful to other people's like personal shit, they're not in my game.
Right, exactly. That's the
It's as
thing.
simple
The
as
entire
that.
table will go, get out.
Yeah, no.
It sounds like Garibay wants to control his social encounters completely, says Mongoose. I don't know, man. Maybe. And Mog says they can't use accents. Racist! Exactly. Like,
yeah, right?
You've literally told us that is the case. What are you doing? You're backing off of your belief? Did you change your mind sometime?
If he has, it's a step in the right direction, but he's
It
still
is
got
true.
a billion more to go.
Right.
Emily is grinding her teeth every time you speak with a southern accent because she thinks like you're kind of portraying maybe a relic idea of a southern person rather than
Trust me,
modern
man, there's still plenty of
like
people
this.
in the South that talk like this.
Yeah,
I
and
guarantee it. Because
and
I
also-
live here, and one of my fucking managers at my store talks almost exactly like this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dead fucking serious.
Yeah, no,
And it's not offensive to anybody down here.
Right, exactly. I live in Virginia now, and like I hear the accents. Like,
Yeah, they're fucking everywhere.
it's a thing. The
Yeah.
other thing. Well, this is the other thing. So.
Yeah, right?
Well,
It's
so
like, you're seriously gonna be legitimately grinding your teeth over someone doing a voice? That's on you.
Right, like this. Like I understand if the South exists in your world. And they're
Yeah, right?
being like super racist when they do it or something, right? Like
Yeah.
they're being a stereotype to the highest degree of like a Confederate Southerner. Okay, that's
Yeah.
more the problem. It's not that they're doing an accent; it's that they're acting like an asshole, right?
Yeah.
But also we're playing a fantasy game.
Yeah.
The South, as we know it in the United States, does not exist in my fantasy world.
What?
I know, isn't it a novel concept?
That's what the fuck?
I know.
What do you mean the South doesn't exist? The South will rise again. No.
I know, right? But
Crazy. God damn it.
but like legitimately,
Yeah.
it does not exist. These characters just talk like this. It's just
Yeah.
because I want this to be a unique aspect for
Yeah.
these people. That's
I
all.
don't like if I give a character an accent, I just want to be able to make them memorable or just
Exactly.
do something other than my normal voice. Because you guys know in the haunted house game,
Yeah.
I'm playing as a southern Japanese exorcist, ghost exorcist,
Right,
named
yeah.
Michio. He's
That's
a
right.
Kitsune.
I
whatever.
like that he can't even
And
pronounce
he
it
never
right.
wants to yeah, right? And he never swears because he's a follower of Anubis, and he weighs the souls of the dead, so he can't be found with like lots of sin and stuff.
That's right.
And so every
I'm-
time he says
I'm-
like, "Damn it," I mean, he looks up at the sky and says, "Dang it, sorry," you know.
Yeah.
Anubis or Anubis?
Anubis. I like that
Yeah,
a lot.
right?
I like that.
That being said, when I was I was doing some thinking
Oh my god. Dangerous.
about
Mm.
about what Jason, and I call him Jason because I will actually agree with him on this point
Oh,
Okay.
if my interpretation is correct.
okay.
Okay.
He has not said definitively how to deal with any particular situation. He has only simply said to be aware and conscientious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I would find myself agreeing with wholeheartedly. You should, as a DM, be aware of where all your players are at, like at the very least with respect to recent events that you can potentially be aware of.
Okay. Yep.
It's
Mhm.
not on you to know if a player of yours' mother died
Yeah.
like last week and you
Mhm.
had no way of knowing.
Exactly.
As DM, you don't have to be psychic.
What do you mean? You can't
But
read minds? Fuck.
maybe that's why all my games are canceled. Or maybe life happens and I say, hey guys, let's cancel until we like have things worked out.
I go with option A.
Probably is option A if Scott Garibay is to be believed.
Why wouldn't
Um,
you?
and he's been DMing since he was 12.
Exactly.
Yeah. I trust him.
I trust him implicitly.
Yeah. Um,
Sorry, go on.
but yeah, I will wholeheartedly agree with that. You should try and you should put your best foot forward not only as a dungeon master but hopefully or sorry no even better than as a dungeon master is as a friend and ideally as a human being to try to sort of take everybody's mental and emotional positions into account.
Mm.
I won't pretend that I'm qualified to make a decision for you in your game about people that I know nothing about, who then uh, have like met various positions that I know nothing about. Like even more so, it's like how would I put this? You're stacking variables.
Mm. Okay.
So I won't pretend to be in a position where I can holistically give you advice that you can paint in broad strokes and deal with them in your game because every situation and every position will be different. But I would encourage you to not only as a DM but as just kind of a person that
Mm.
people interact with in their lives, don't be a shitter.
Yeah.
Yep.
um eh,
Fair.
I don't think that this is a description of the DM's task
No.
specifically.
I mean, honestly, so far, none of these really are, to be
No.
honest.
Not really.
It's not our job to own a house to run the game. It's not our job to manage every little aspect of your emotional and social state.
Right.
It's not our job to micromanage people's relationships for them.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like
it's really not.
um
And I would wager he's not claiming that it is, because claiming that it would seem so laughably ridiculous that I should hope it should be
He-
demonstrably pretty clear to anyone. But
yeah.
but
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but
this is a Garibay video, and I feel reserved about giving any modicum of faith
I was gonna
because
say
it's bit me in the ass so many times.
he has literally been going on about how you're a master of all this already if you're a dungeon master, so and I don't even
Yes.
understand what this is. So
If I'm a DM, I'm basically Martha Stewart.
exactly.
What if this is actually all just a ploy and he has the 3000 IQ like 7D chess move of putting all these videos out there on the internet in the hopes that someone will listen to him and DM for him, and his DM will be Martha Stewart with a house.
God, dude.
He just really wants to hang out with Martha Stewart. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
well, yeah, like his DM will take care of him mentally. Will have their own house.
See, I don't know if he could do that though, because he's gone on and on about saying that we can't just call people to DM
That's true.
so willy nilly. So I don't know if he would feel morally comfortable doing so.
Legitimately, I agree with you.
Right? Even
It
though that's
seems
such
like it would be
bullshit.
absolutely against his morals to ask anyone that he is not fully confident is a a dungeon master with master being, bolded.
Bolded, italicized, and underlined.
And God help them if they've ever read a book that's going to disqualify them from ever being
No.
DM.
If they've ever played
No, it's played a video game.
Oh, okay, video game.
Yeah. Other way.
Yeah.
Anyway, what if I have an accent and can't do neutral/no accent? Well,
Then I guess you're just fucked. You're just an unavoidable racist.
Apparently, yeah. It's like how no one thinks dwarves are Scottish, even though that's their stereotypical accent. Exactly.
Yep.
They're dwarves. I hate that character so much. Oh, fair enough. Why do I get the feeling he has pre-screening survey before each game?
Oh God.
Oh God.
He might.
Yeah, honestly, he probably does.
All right, we'll see.
You know what I want to see?
What?
It would be like the opposite of Critical Role, but I want to see Scott Garibay run a game for that guy who did The Life as a Psionic.
Oh God! You want to see Garibay
that's
run?
Right. You guys don't know about it. You in the chat don't know about that meme.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It'll be a thing. Don't worry.
Okay.
You'll see something someday.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Oh God.
But yeah, it would be literally the inverse of Critical Role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, if being a dungeon master requires graduating from Garibay's enlightenment camp, then I'll just stick to being a dungeon gooder instead. I agree, Indigo.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be a dungeon okay at best. That's all right.
Yeah,
under his regime, that's
good.
I was gonna say I feel like more of a dungeon all-righter.
Yeah. Okay, I gotta go for the night. Catch you guys later. Great stream as always.
See ya,
Steely.
See ya.
Bye. All right, let's try to finish this.
Yeah.
It can just go from so many different directions. People talking politics at the table, right? That can be very upsetting emotionally, and it can even, it can end friendships, right? We have friendships at the table. The other issue is, increasingly, I'm of the strong opinion that the best Dungeons and Dragons games are not made up by friends. Right? Again, one of the reasons why I keep calling out to the Dungeons and Dragons community to understand that Dungeons and Dragons is not a game but a life path is when you see it as this small thing, and then you get in the middle of it and you're responsible for people's emotional and social safety. You're like, what the heck? I thought this.
Every single time that he says that D&D is a life path, a feeling comes over me, and the most analogous that I can describe it as like seeing someone wear a shirt that says like, I'm about to level up and you look like just enough XP.
Oh God, you're right. I get that Facebook fucking shirt energy.
Yeah, same feeling.
Oh,
it's like seeing a Minions meme, but in real life.
God, I hate how much you're right.
D&D is a life path. Like,
oh God.
Like, it feels like someone in, like, a movie theater, like, sitting 3 rows down. It feels like I overheard them say, gamers rise up.
Oh, God.
Stop. Oh, my God. Okay. Yeah, no politics talk at the table, apparently. I want to I want to be a dirty rent-a-DM so I can be bad and still make a living or pay for my expensive CA gas, California gas, I assume. Yeah, fair enough, Mog. It would be better than anything that Garibay fucking says. Jesus.
Yeah.
Was shooting, and you're like, no, there's unbound identity. All right, like we're dealing with infinite budget, immediate immersion. Right, like this is deep, man. Like the things that are happening here they have dramatic, far-ranging effects on people's lives. Right.
So, okay.
Wait, D&D does?
So first off, by infinite budget, do you mean like the fact that we are able to do anything in our imaginations? Because if that's the case, I agree, I guess. Secondly, if this is the case as well, that D&D is so fucking life-changing, so influential, so amazing to the point that it will change a person, why would you not want to have a group of friends experience that with you?
Yeah.
Why is this exclusively to strangers then to make it the best game? Is it because you then don't have to worry about that responsibility?
In that scenario, and where you are going to be developing who you are as a person, I guess you would want to avoid echo chambers of only like a small insular group of friends advance and evolve emotionally and mentally, I guess.
And immediately then, if that was his counter, I would say, are you thinking so little of your friends that they cannot go against you in any way whatsoever, that you cannot have that happen? Like,
yeah, do you think that you're like a hive mind with your friends?
Yeah, exactly. It's
And
so...
I will actually tenuously agree with Jason on
Employee
this.
experience is about how you make your workforce productive, no matter where or how they want to work. This includes remote employees who work from home.
A fucking ad just started playing with sound. That was weird.
While it was paused?
In the top right thing where all those ads keep changing.
Oh.
That was weird. Sorry, go on. Tentatively agree. Why?
Tentatively agree, simply because having D&D groups of lots of various potential people from various walks of life can help broaden horizons.
I agree, but you can also do that with friends. You can have friends who have various walks of life, and also they have their own experiences that they go through day to day that you might not ever experience.
I mean, hell, our group right now is a chemist, a streamer, a piezo reviewer, and a shitter. I don't really see
can't
much
get more
of
broad than that.
Yeah, it can't get any broader than that.
I do consider myself blessed to have had a shitter in my life that I can
well, I mean, I would certainly hope so.
I can draw upon those experiences and go, what would a shitter do in this situation? And then I do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a useful mindset to be able to tap into at times. And that's not a joke, actually.
I consider...
See ya, Indigo.
See ya, Indigo. My experiences as an asshole have holistically evolved.
But yeah, I don't see why it would be exclusive though that games would be great when they're not with friends, right? Like,
or like
sure, having more experiences, different walks of life, different thoughts, all that kind of things is good, but again, I would say that if your friends are able to do that in certain ways, then it would give you the same experience. Plus, you would have to have a regular basis, like regular contact with these other groups of strangers, which hopefully that is possible in this scenario. And if so, then you're broadening your horizons in game mostly.
Yeah.
Which I would also say is fair enough, I guess. But again, I don't see why this is exclusive, right? In any respect to making it great. Specifically. If we're saying that the definition of a great D&D experience is having broad experiences because of people that are different every time, in a way, then I would go, I guess so, but I don't have that as my definition of a great game. My definition of a great game would be something that is incredibly enjoyable, for me as, either a DM or a player. And even though my horizons aren't broadened, I have a great time with you guys whenever we do any of our games. Every time. So yeah, it's just really weird.
Yeah, it's a very strange
employee
frame of
experience is about how you make your workforce productive, no matter where or how they want to work.
This ad, every time it comes up, just even though it has the fucking sound muted, it plays it.
Oh, that's not good.
That's neat. Okay, cool. Anyway, friend offers a DM and they're not loud. Why is it so loud, dude? I don't know. I'm sorry. I have no idea. It's really annoying. Anyway, yeah, it's a good freeze frame. Don't you have YouTube premium? So what we do is I do have YouTube premium, first off. Second off, we use Watch Together in order to watch this together, because it's the only way to do that. And Watch Together has its own ads, and I support Watch Together, so I let the ads happen, though they're always quiet, and this is the first time that they haven't been. So very strange. Very strange.
I am nothing more than a leech upon society, and I have 2 ad blockers, and
Same.
I don't think I have ever seen an ad on Watch Together or YouTube, frankly.
That's fair. You can, and I don't, I don't care one way or the other. I just do so for the show mostly. When I'm watching YouTube myself, I have my own thing, but then I also have YouTube Premium, so I'm already paying for the content anyway, technically, so I don't get ads anyway. But anyway.
Did you see on Twitter it was a few months ago, and it was like, hey YouTube, maybe don't put ads for people to buy mixers on medical videos on how to give a Heimlich?
No.
Oh my god.
Because someone's grandmother was choking, and they looked up a video for how to give the Heimlich, and an ad started playing.
Oh my god.
So they tweeted at YouTube, and they're like, maybe don't put ads on those videos. And YouTube responded, we're so sorry to hear that happened. For an ad-free experience, consider purchasing YouTube Premium.
Jesus.
What the fuck?
It's one of my favorite things.
It was a bot that just immediately commented back, I assume. Yeah. That's wow. That's
so fucked.
That's first off, oh my god. Anyway, yeah, that's wow. Man, I love the internet sometimes.
Yep.
Dude, unironically say.
Yeah, no, yeah. Anyway, I was looking away for a minute. That is a good frame. Yes. Until your ad blockers block each other and you get 2 times the ads. Brutal. Yeah, super brutal. Anyway, let's continue before another ad starts playing and starts deafening everyone. God.
Please.
I saw a dude who thought he was going to be married to another person at our table, and honestly, I have no idea what happened to him. He was so embarrassed and so
it was college. He left
by what happened at the table. We literally never saw him again. He left the college we were at. That happened at the table. That happened because someone invited another player, right? the ramifications of things, and also it wasn't just, first sight thing. They grew closer through play. Like it was like,
Happens.
if you need to understand where you're at, and if you think you're playing Chutes and Ladders, you're wrong. Like,
Okay.
No one. Okay. First off, Garibay, there are many different kinds of games. Okay. First off, second off, your whole point about having to be conscientious about this social situation that could potentially happen from anyone you bring into a game is ridiculous. Like,
Yes.
I can't know every fucking possibility that me bringing a really hot guy into my fucking D&D game is gonna do. Okay,
Yeah.
like,
Dude, okay, literally, here is your recommendation.
yeah,
That I need to be super exclusionary, I guess, to
Right.
friends who may potentially have interest in TTRPGs. Like, dude, for all I fucking know, my friend may invite some dude to our campaign that I'm a paladin in,
right,
and like he and I may wind up in a relationship.
right,
Like,
exactly.
fucking,
He's just that good.
Yeah.
dude, he just has that luscious mane of flowing golden hair or
Exactly.
something. And
Just want to run your fingers through it.
Yeah,
Why?
it's not.
yeah,
It's
like,
not unnatural. It's fucking awesome. God.
Yeah, it's glorious.
Yeah.
what's unnatural is how good that conditioner is.
Mm. And he won't tell me what brand he uses.
I guess I'm gonna have to go over to his apartment and find out myself.
Yeah. I'll have to give him some sort of payment in order to find the information.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be very exclusionary. Yep, this is what I'm getting. Yep.
Yeah, but like never bring someone into your table because of what could happen.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
it's your job to be an insecure boyfriend or girlfriend for another relationship.
Yeah. That's so like I
I
can't even imagine.
Fortunately, everyone at my table, like, no one's in relationships with each other.
Yeah.
So,
You'll never have to deal with it.
so fortunately, I'll never have to deal with it, I guess.
Good. You can bring as many people as you want. Hell, you can start hooking them up together.
Yeah.
That's your job.
Turn game night into orgy night.
Yeah.
Mm,
You
know, actually, so there is a
God,
running.
you said actually, and I'm over here going,
oh God, no.
There is a running meme in my friend group that just a friend and I happen to be like fairly close, but the running meme is that he's my boyfriend.
Of course, yeah.
And for what I did with chemistry people is we did like chair confirmations together, which required us to be like basically so we could be a human polymer. But to do that, it requires a very specific way of like holding hands with another person, like interlaced fingers, but the fingers are straight, and like you kind of wiggle your hands. So I took a picture to my friend and sent it to him, and he's like, "You cheating whore!"
Very good. Very good.
So I guess I can never include that person in the D&D group because he may be a homewrecker for me and my apparent boyfriend.
Yeah,
exactly. Mug says, so did the girl and player McDreamy stay in the game still? I need to know how it ended. Did they get married in game? Are they in your other games? I need details.
That's my like unironic assumption.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That they chose to go with the couple because that would mean 2 players to add to the group versus the one jilted guy.
Exactly.
It's only 1 player, so They went with the most.
It's a net gain.
Mario says, what could happen? Everyone has a great time and it's super fun. Exactly. And Mongoose says, I'm gonna turn this D&D campaign into ancient Rome.
Hell yeah!
Let's
Just
do
make sure
it.
you lay out some like plastic mats for all the vomiting.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, man. This is going.
We're going off the rails.
Well, no, not us. I'm talking about the video now. I'm just like.
Oh yeah.
All right, we got like 2 more minutes. Here we go.
Yeah, it should take another 30.
Dungeons & Dragons is not a game, in my humble opinion. It is path, and the ramifications and the magnitudes of the actions we take is dramatic.
Yeah, you keep
right?
saying it.
And those are just 2 aspects, like just a few aspects.
God.
The array of ways that this can go south and go in different directions.
You know, like how a cat will like knead biscuits.
Yeah.
Like one claw, then the other, then the other, then the other. Like that's me with clenching my hands, like out of stress.
At this point, I've heard him say this literally way more than both of you because I've listened to the first video and I've listened to all these other videos, and he just keeps saying the same point over and over and over and over. And I'm just like, at this point, it'll hit me the next time we cover the next video, but like fucking at this point I'm just like, yeah, you keep saying it and you just keep not substantiating it with anything that even remotely makes it true. Let's continue, right? Like please. If you're gonna keep saying this stuff in your humble opinion, please give me reasons why you have this opinion so that you can convince me that I should also have this opinion. Potentially, because that's the point of these videos.
Maybe.
So my interpretation.
The thing is, with it, since it's Garibay, it's kind of hard to know for sure.
It's true, but my interpretation is just, hey, so from the first video, video was, I'm gonna tell you these points that you need to master in order to do the dungeon mastering. Okay.
Yeah.
And he never did. First off.
Yeah.
He said, "Go. I'm gonna make more videos. You're gonna have to watch those." So these are those videos. So the point has carried over. These are the things that I should know that I am a master of for being a dungeon master. Okay, and if that is the case, then I should be convinced by him telling me that these are things that I should be a master of. But I'm not convinced because he keeps just saying these things, and he's not giving me anything supporting.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay. I can also make a very vacuous video if I really want to, telling somebody that eating grass is the best.
It's true, you could.
I could.
So please don't.
Could do
Grass
the exact.
sucks.
Oh, it does. I could do the exact same thing that he is doing about eating grass, and no one would be swayed. I hope.
Yeah.
Is absolutely shocking. All right. So let me summarize. You are a guardian. If you're a dungeon master, you are a guardian, and you must master it, right? And many people spend a lifetime mastering these things.
Oh, God damn it!
But you have a little bit of time because you got 10 other disciplines plus that you've got to master. And so Guardian is a really important discipline and role, and you've got to master it. And one of the things I'm saying is, and again, be very hesitant when you call anyone to be a dungeon master. Because I think the road to being a dungeon master, to actually doing it the way it was intended, the way Gary set,
my God, he parked,
is a life's work. It is a
it's not.
labor. It is a life's privilege. And
it's a privilege.
My man,
It's a privilege to have the players not do what you want.
It's a privilege to meddle in people's love affairs. Like what? All right, sure.
Lightly, a calling to be a dungeon master is a calling, right? This ain't like working at Denny's, this is a labor of love, and we do not put it upon others lightly. That's my point. Thanks for letting me discuss this today. Please consider liking and subscribing.
Yeah,
I'd love to
discuss.
hear your
Cute.
thoughts on how do you handle this role in your game? What have you done to master this discipline? Do you reject that this responsibility belongs to you?
Yes.
Hear your thoughts on that too.
Yes.
I'm more than willing.
God,
See
intrinsically.
you in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.
It's always really nice that whenever we actually feel the need to check the video, like comments and shit,
Most
like
people
all
are
of them are
like,
like,
no.
no, this is stupid.
Well, yeah.
That's always
There are
comforting
some
to
people
see.
who are like, "Oh, thank you so much for talking about this," but
Oh,
like
God.
that they're few and far between.
Yeah, it's like 90% are people with a brain. Thankfully.
I just don't. It's because Garibay is a meme. Everyone knows.
Yeah.
Garibay is a meme. Like, he's a living fucking meme, and he keeps spouting this stuff out.
It's just like Todd Howard and the guy from Overwatch. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Jeff
Jeff something.
That's right.
Hey, it's Jeff from the Overwatch team. That's all I can remember at the moment. God damn it.
All right. Well, so that was that video. Man, I wish he had just been like, you need to have a safe space for your players so that they can have a good game, that they don't have to worry about, anything that's going to upset them to such a degree that is problematic, right?
Yeah.
Like,
wouldn't that have been nice?
That's short, that's sweet, and that's to the point. Like, none of this guardian shit. Just be I don't know, empathetic. Like, that's
Aiden, are you still here?
I am indeed.
Oh, okay.
It's just anyway.
I've just heard nothing I disagree with even in the slightest yet.
That's
yeah.
like but yeah, so great video, as always, of course. It's Garibay.
Yes.
I think that's the only one we're gonna be doing tonight. Because that took us 2 hours.
Yeah. As is standard with him.
I wanted to do more than one, but that I thought this one would be more agreeable. I really did. And in the beginning, I was like, okay, we're off to an okay start.
Yeah.
Mental health. Yeah, important.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I didn't notice that freeze frame you put in. Oh. Ew.
Ew. Yeah.
Marv said it in response to the eating grass. The vegans would agree. That's true.
Yeah, because like I've had I don't know what it was. I got like a regular bag of jelly beans, and one of them in there was the grass flavored one, and it tastes like shit.
Yeah,
and it tastes like grass. I've never eaten grass, but I guarantee you it probably tastes exactly like that. Because they are like scarily good at getting those flavors down pat.
So yeah, we're gonna move on to comments, and then I'll talk about all the shill stuff and the Patreon people. Don't worry. I'm sorry that you didn't get a shout out in the middle. It's kind of hard to do a middle segment with a Garibay video, but I'm sure you all understand.
Yeah, it kind of is.
So let's move over to comments. We actually got 4, I think. Oh, that's the Patreon thing already. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. There we go. Okay, so first off, I in the description tag the people that we cover on occasion when I remember, and it actually like will ping them or something, give them a notification or something that they were like mentioned. And D&D Homebrew from last week, if you remember, Boo, if you remember, he talked about
the symbiote, right?
No. That was the week before last. This was the weather.
Right. Yeah, it was good. It was good shit.
Yeah, it was a great video. And he commented.
Ooh.
And said, "Hey guys, thanks for covering my video so nicely. I'm slowly getting better at this. And I do cut myself off too much. I try to cram too much into each video. And I should have talked a bit more on taking the exhaustion rules and tweaking them for weather effects. For example, players can't just rest in a severe weather area unless the weather changes.
That's good.
And of course, my Strahd memories are tangled up with the various versions I've played. I remembered that fog as poisonous because I once felt the effects as a player. So, fair enough. I mean, like, yeah, we had very light criticisms.
It was
the video was good.
Yeah, it was very good.
So, literally, my internet like cut out. As you said, I cut myself off and then silence, and I'm like, and
sorry. It was one of the things in the video itself where the editing would cut him off at the end of his sentences, so he would cut half a word off every now and again. It was just a little thing that we noticed. I'm glad though that he addressed it, because it just means that he actually like watched and listened to the video, listened to our coverage of it, which is awesome. So I hope I would love to have you on if you're listening.
I legitimately have never actually considered weather systems and how they affect long rests.
Well, you should
go back and watch the episode of the podcast. It was pretty good.
See, the problem with that though is I'm not a huge fan of the podcast. There's a couple shitters on it I don't like.
It's true.
Yeah, you know what? I don't like it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But you know, the podcast the podcast does an excellent job at providing inciting sources. So I may just do that.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
But legitimately, like, going off of, I guess, like, just initial feelings, like, I would 100% like if a party can't rest, I would say they would take a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
If there's a thunderstorm and you're resting out in the middle of an open fucking field,
you're not gonna get any rest from that.
Nah.
Yeah. Do you tag Garibay too? I really want him to comment someday. See, that's the thing. I've never tagged him, and I don't know about it. I'm wary of Garibay, and
are you intimidated by him?
God, yes, he is. He is transhuman. We all know
he is a cryptid.
Yes. God, I don't want to meet him in an alley. You're right. Mog continues to say, actually might try to take this down. I don't know. Marv says, I'm so curious to see what his reaction would be. But if he did that means he can't take criticism. That's bad for a DM. Yeah,
that's very true.
It's true, but
I feel he's already proven he's a way better DM than any of us combined could ever be.
This is the thing.
He's been DMing since he was 12. I don't think you understand.
Yes. I also just, I don't know. We've done enough to like. I don't think anyone can predict Garibay's reaction. That's fair, Pizza Funk.
That's very true.
I just think we've already bumped his like sub count and his view count a little bit. Like I feel like we've done our best for him. You know, I don't know. I might if I remember to. We'll see. I don't think he'd pay attention to it.
No, probably not.
Anyway, next up we have Orudoran, I think. On that same video last week, just found this channel, old time sub to Prince Boo. Glad to see you're doing better. Anyway, and still consider you one of, if not favorite channel all these years.
Oh, thank you.
Well, lucky for you, we have a new channel that can be your favorite.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, according to him, none of us are DMs, and I'm okay with this. I'm a storyteller. There you go.
Yeah, you're right. We're not DMs, we're DAs, we're dungeon all riders.
Exactly. I want to know what his 12-year-old games were like. Oh, they were the best, don't you?
They were probably the best.
Yeah, he was a god among men back then. Remember?
He still is.
Yes.
I really want to see it.
I know.
I retroactively wish they could have been recorded. Like I want to see his 12-year-old games even more than I would want to see him do a Critical Role or anti-Critical Role.
Right.
Lackluster role.
I always like that title better from White Wolf Storyteller. Yeah, Mog, I actually really like Storyteller more than DM.
Yeah.
Honestly. Anyway, technically 3 now episodes ago, on 87, on the first Garibay bullet point of hosting, Roid Rage Rules said, I keep trying to get Garibay to show one of his sessions by posting in his comments from time to time. He does a whole adventure in 2 hours, and then another DM takes over the next one. Oh my god, I need to see this. LOL. Fair enough, yeah. We'll never see it.
Go to the Watch Together Discord, look at the meme Pizza Funk just uploaded.
Oh boy.
Oh, is there a new meme? Oh, that's exciting. Hold on.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Jesus.
Ah, yes. Very good.
I love it.
It's the God
Unironically.
Emperor himself, Garibay.
Mm-hmm.
Either the God Emperor or Horus.
Yeah.
Really.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Very good. Thank you, Pizza Fuck.
Good meme.
Good meme. And finally, oh no, not finally. Sorry, there were 5 of them. Oh my god, I miscounted.
Jesus.
Second to last, Lux.
Okay.
On last episode. I'm dying. I think the way you pronounce daimao, that's right, was good enough. Since it's a Japanese word, a phonetic spelling could easily mislead you. But since you asked, it's pronounced in 3 sounds. Daimao. Oh. No pause in between. Daimao. Anyway, I'm sorry. I try. If I butcher, I apologize. But I try. No pause in between. Right.
It is not a language which lends itself to an anglophone, or how to put it. It's not easily pronounced by someone who has been a lifelong anglophone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Die is the same as die. Ma is pronounced the way you would probably expect it to be, and O is the same as the letter O.
Wait, hold on. Is it ma or is it ma?
It's ma. If it's Japanese, it's
I
ah.
get you. Yeah.
Aiden, you're supposed to know this. You goddamn weeb.
But I'm East Coast, which is the same side as Boston, which means phonetically, I'm not used to ma. I'm used to ma.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I see.
It looks like grandma, the fucking thing.
Got a fucking cat?
Get out here.
Ma! There's a weird fucking cat outside.
It looks like grandma.
The fucking thing. God damn it, I love that video.
I suppose it can also be spelled out as daimao. But I'm sorry. But if you say it correctly, it sounds pretty similar to the way you said it the first time. Okay.
So yeah. Say it like shining diamond.
Oh, okay. Daimao. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Anyway, what it means is Great Demon King. Oh, it's super dark and edgy.
Oh, of course it would. Yeah.
Yeah. It's super dark and edgy, which makes it awesome. Just like my lifelong personal hero, Lord Bowser.
Is it MAOU?
Yeah.
Well, so that's spelled out like that, but it is just an O. Wait,
like
DAIMAO.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
but with
because
O with the little thing over it.
There's
I don't know
because
what
there's like Shin Mai Mao New Testament, the Testament to Sister New Devil, a documentary.
Oh yeah.
Um, Or the one where the hero and the demon lord fall in love with each other.
Yeah.
It's fucking weebs.
Yeah.
Bowser's always a cool guy, and one time he even turned into a skeleton, which is super badass. He really is the greatest of us all. Bowser is my favorite Mario character, so fair enough. Yeah. So what I'll say is that I probably wouldn't add much, if anything, to the environmental rules in 5e if I were going to run that system. The reason I say that is that if I were to run 5e, it would be because I want to run a simplified game. I can easily run 3.5, and I only need to brush up a little bit to run Pathfinder 1e. Either of those systems have a perfectly functional set of rules I can use for weather and environmental hazards. And if I'm going to start using a new system for the sake of using a new system, it will be Pathfinder 2e, unless Pathfinder 3e comes out before I get around to it. Goodness, fair enough. That said, if running 5e, I'm guessing that I could probably just refer to 3.5 for all rules involving environmental hazards. Easily, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Since this isn't part of building a character or creating monsters to fight the characters, there probably isn't really much of a balancing issue to worry about with it. I also would say that I'm on the same boat where I think I should be incorporating these things into my games, but when it comes around to actually running something, it just doesn't happen. I just don't think about it when I'm setting up the encounter. I suppose this is something a person just has to make a point of doing. I would agree.
Pretty much.
What I would add to this is don't only think about how the environmental hazards can hinder the PCs. Also think about how those same conditions can be a potential asset to them. If it can hurt the players, it can hurt their enemies too. Granted, a monster might be adapted to a certain area, but that doesn't mean it's necessarily immune to every hazard there. It might live in a cavernous volcano and be able to handle the heat of the air inside, but if you knock it into the actual lava, it could still burn. Or, if you have an underground chamber with an acid pool, maybe the monsters can cling to the walls and ceiling, but falling into the acid will still kill them. And it's time for me to go to Sleepy Town. So good night.
Right.
Good night. Yeah. That I think we came up with those same points.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah.
Or at least similar ones.
Similar, I think, yeah. And finally, Roid Rage Rules also comments on 87. The reason Garibay is making DMing a competition, or DM, because he believes you should steal players from other games. He thinks you shouldn't play 5e with your friends, but only the best of the best. It's crazy. He's in a cult of 5e worship. It can do no wrong in his eyes. I've watched too many of his videos and started sinking into madness with an exploding head emoji, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair.
That seems to be the case. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the comments. Now.
God damn it. That's another good meme.
What, is there another one?
Oh.
Yeah, there's another one.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. Hold on.
God damn it.
Memes are good. I like memes.
Yep.
Since I was 12.
Oh my god, what is that?
Ugh.
You don't own a home and say you're a DM. I've owned a home since I was 12 as a DM. We are not the same, you dungeon okayer.
You guys are way too fucking on point.
Dude.
That's so good.
I know.
That was Mog?
This has big energy of you say you are a DM but don't have a home. Interesting.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Laughable.
We are not the same.
Oh my god.
How amusing.
It's getting so hard for me to tell if y'all are being serious or not. Oh no, I'm sorry.
No. We are not.
I don't know what that was in reference to. That was a while ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
So, sorry. Tenacious D will write a song about his 12-year-old games, but it would merely be a tribute. Very good.
Hell yeah.
Good. So, That being said, we have patrons. Wow. Isn't that insane? I think
Isn't
so.
that crazy?
Yeah. So we have a Patreon, patreon.com/tabletalkdnd. There'll be a link to it in the description of the VOD, as well as there should be a link to it in the description of this live stream, actually. And you can put in a command from the bot as well. I think it's !Patreon. And you can join it if you would like, if you are able, and if you want to. It is not an obligation. That being said, these are our patrons from top to bottom. That being Draco Kraken at tier 4. Thank you so much. Mog Zero at tier 4. Thank you as well. Slazer, of course, at tier 4. Thank you, thank you. Steely at tier 4 as well. Thank you so much. See you, Mongoose.
Bye.
Drake Cross at tier 3. Thank you. Chris at tier 2. Thank you as well. Lux, because I don't want to keep pronouncing your name wrong, the first part of the name wrong. At tier 2 as well. Thank you.
Why don't you tell me what the first part of the name is?
Because Frozen Spaghetti at tier 2. Thank you. And finally, Kill Chrono at tier 2. Thank you so much to all of you. You are contributing to the Dice Fund for our custom dice set that will come once we get the funding for it. We are like a third of the way to it, I think, at this point. This is fucking a lot for dice. Aha! And all of you who are at tier 2 and up, you will get a free set of dice. So thank you. Anyway, other than that, another way you could support us if you want physical merchandise beforehand for your money, and the money also goes towards the dice, is buying something off of TeePublic. A mug, a shirt, a notebook, whatever you want, really. It's got our ugly mugs on it, obviously, with that logo. Or you can get the old logo, but the old logo will go away once it hits the new year. Oh.
Yep. That makes it exclusive.
That does make it exclusive. After this point, I think only Steely has stuff from Redbubble, back when we used that.
I'm gonna buy like 50 of them and scalp them.
Holy fuck.
Go for it.
You better. Get us that interest, I guess.
Wait, hold on. So as one of the hosts, that means that technically I'm one of the production people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So can I scalp?
No. I mean,
Like, I don't think it's defined as scalping at that point.
I don't know, man. It won't be available, and also, anyway. My brain.
I don't know. I can't solve this problem. So how about you all as listeners buy us out so I get to avoid this problem?
Exactly. And of course, part of the proceeds from every purchase of the new logo, a percentage of it will go to the artist. I have promised this to them. Because they've done our art for the logo, for all the PFPs, both the regular ones and the Christmas ones. I'm gonna get more from them because they're fucking great. You know,
They are good.
They're really fucking good. And deserves money. So if not to support us as well, also the Dice Fund and the artist. Other than that, another way that you can support us and give money to the Dice Fund is by going on Humble. Hey, we have a fucking link. We're partnered with Humble Bundle. It's in the description. It's a command, go to Humble. Humble is great. I just got the choice bundle. It has Maneater and Mordhau and Endzone. Holy shit, it's great. I just installed a couple of things. I'm gonna play Maneater later this week.
Oh, dude, Maneater's a ton of fun.
I bet, yeah. It looks like fun. And of course, they have the bundle going on right now, right here. You can pick up the Pathfinder double bundle and get $10 in wallet credit, literally on the store right now, or on the site right now. You can get the beginner box physically, as well as all of these lovely things for Fantasy Grounds, as well as PDF copies of a lot of books for Pathfinder 2E. It's a great bundle. Absolutely fantastic. It's like $50 for both of them individually, $50 each, I think.
Damn.
Something like that. And part of it goes to charity, which the charity that we're supporting is Tabletop Alliance. The link to that, their website, is also in the description. You can check it to go find out more about them, but they use, tabletop stuff in order to help build communities and help people and all that stuff. It's really cool. And obviously with Humble, you can choose how you split things. Hell, you want to give it all to charity by using our link? I don't give a fuck. Do it. Do whatever you want with your money. It's sick.
As long as you spend some of it on our stuff.
Well,
you said you didn't care.
I don't. I really don't. It's your money. Do with it as you will, but please be responsible financially.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, that's all the shilling that I got for you.
That's it, isn't it?
That's it, really.
Right. We survived another Garibay video.
Barely.
Yeah, right.
Some just general announcements. If you don't know the schedule at this point for streams and such, go check the website. We have a website. It has all that stuff, that information there. And I've said it before in the past, but really pay attention to Tuesdays, Eastern. Tuesdays, Eastern Standard Time, I guess, is the time zone. So whatever that is for you. Tuesdays, Fridays, Mondays, that's when the podcast goes out. Live, VOD, and then audio-only version, respectively. Thursday, we're going to do more live Asstatine until that's done. And then we're going to go back to Devils and Dice once it's completed, and that will also be live.
Yes, that will be live now.
Yes, and it's basically just going to work the exact same way. And you can look forward to tomorrow, where the next Project Asstatine will come out, because I haven't put it up yet. Ha ha! But you can get caught up on that. It was a good session. It was lucky as fuck.
Yeah.
If you weren't there, God.
I very nearly died a couple times.
So you should go see that.
I'm frankly shocked I didn't.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so pay attention. If you're new, hey, subscribe so you're notified. Do the whatever you need to do to be notified. Like it, comment, whatever the fuck you want to do. But ultimately, subscribe so you are notified about more content coming your way. And that's about it. I'm gonna stop talking into the microphone a little bit, or as loudly, so that I'm projecting, because my voice is dying.
Okay.
So thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Y'all get out of here.
Get out. Go.
Get out of here.
Fuck off.
Give money.
Oh God, no.